Hello, ladies and gents. Thank you for tuning in to the first ever episode of Battlefight 3000,
Battlefight 3000.
the bi-weekly podcast that challenges the status quo when it comes to versus battles.
We are Chris.
And Dave, your beloved host, and we will be taking you on a magical journey through the most requested battles in history.
Or the ones that interest us the most.
Without further ado, let's start the show.
All right, so this is the first ever episode of Battlefight 3000.
Battlefight 3000.
You psyched?
Yeah, I'm pumped, man.
I am too. So maybe give people a bit of an idea about us. My name is Chris.
And I'm Dave.
And we are just two friends.
Just two. Not three, not one, two friends.
And some would say we have the world's greatest friendship.
I think the best, yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at other ones. Other friends.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck?
No.
Not even close?
No, not even close.
How about LeBron James and Dwayne Wade?
Do not come at me with that weak shit, sir.
How about Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen?
I mean, they got 6 rings. So on par with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, I would say.
How about Sonny and Cher?
They are a divorced couple, so that makes no sense, sir.
Captain and Tennille?
I know very little about them, but they may have us beat on names.
Huh. I like them a lot, though.
Okay.
How about Kurt Cobain and the girl from Hole?
Courtney Love.
The crazy one, yes.
Yeah, they were a married couple.
And then she shot him. Allegedly.
Oh, shit. Did we just break that?
I think so.
So 2 great friends and 2 amazing investigative journalists. So a bit about us. We are both living in Toronto, Canada. I'm from here.
The land of dreams and opportunities.
And Drake.
And, oh, God, and Drake, I guess.
Right, don't start taking down Drake this early on. This is first episode.
I do not like Drake.
Well, I love Drake.
I just don't think he's that talented, that's all.
Coming in with hot takes.
Terrible lyrics, dude.
Coming in with hot takes on episode number 1.
But you know what, though? That's besides the point.
Anyways, so both in Canada, I am Canadian. You are
South American rocker.
Right.
From the jungle.
From the jungle.
Right by the big mountains.
Right.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Are we not allowed to say that you're from Colombia?
No, yeah, we could. I
Okay.
just wanted to make it a little bit more...
a little more mysterious.
Yes.
Instead of from urban Colombia.
Yes, definitely nowhere near the mountains. There are 0 mountains where I'm from, but yes.
So we've known each other for a few years and have long talked about doing some creative stuff together, and this is it. This is what we came up with. Do you want to explain a bit about Battlefight 3000?
Absolutely. I'll take it from here. It's,
yes.
I think it's fair to say that we're both huge fans of the TV shows Deadliest Warrior and Animal Face-Off.
Yep.
And we figured, you know what? Maybe we could take that idea and do something for ourselves, something where we could explore and create our own versus style fights, but for more than just warriors and animals.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know those deep cut shows from Spike and Discovery Planet, those were 2 shows where they have a face-off every week. For Deadliest Warrior, it would be like Ninja versus Samurai, or I just saw like Jesse James versus Al Capone. Animal Face-Off would be
A crocodile versus a hippo.
Or
Shark versus a seal.
No, that's it would be at least closely matched. So like I would say elephant versus rhino, something like that. And they would bring in these teams of experts. They would do a crazy amount of research and figure out scientifically who would win that battle.
Emphasis on a huge simulation.
They would run like thousands of those. And I think that's similar to what we're doing, right?
Right, except without experts or simulations or science of any type behind it.
But we do research things heavily, correct?
Right, on Wikipedia and other Google places.
Right. So we're maybe not experts, but
I'd say far from, at least for myself.
I think what we lack in knowledge, we make up with in enthusiasm.
Right, that's correct.
Right.
Sometimes we write things down.
Sometimes we don't. We just riff.
Yeah.
And just make things up. So
fuck it, it's our show. We can do whatever we want.
Every listener gets a prize if they catch us in a lie. That is not true.
Don't say that.
I don't have anything to give away.
I lie.
Except my love. But
I don't think anybody wants that.
No, but it's a dark, dark place.
It's scary.
It's so you've experienced it, and
yes, I ran.
Ran so far away. Okay, so kind of the premise is we take either a battle between fictional characters or some crazy real-world circumstances, and we'll debate and try to figure out who would win.
Right. On this episode, our very first episode, we decided to do a fight between Robocop versus Terminator.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that battle's ever been done, correct, sir?
I would think so. I mean, I did not do any research on whether or not someone else had done this. So I think we are the first ones, yes.
Right, yeah. In no way has this been done in comic book form.
Never.
And on YouTube. So completely original ideas.
Yes, fully. It never came out on VHS either.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Did it come out on VHS?
I don't know. I think so.
I assume everything did at some point.
Yeah.
That's how it worked.
Laserdisc.
Yeah. Oh, man. I know someone who their family went hard into Laserdiscs.
My family was one of those.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what went through my dad's head at the time, but I remember he bought a bunch of weird stuff for him and my mom, and I had a...
Wait. What kind of weird stuff?
I don't know. There was some
erotic?
like concertos and just weird stuff.
So yes to erotic.
Yes. Yeah. And I had a Cinderella, the 80s heavy metal band. Actually, I don't think.
Not the Disney movie.
No.
Okay.
No. I have more sense than that. I had a Def Leppard. I think it was Hysteria. It was a live show.
Okay.
And there was one more. It was like another 80s heavy metal like hair band.
The Bangles.
Yeah, probably. I don't fucking know. Cats, the musical.
Wow. So I feel like that's a very expensive little wave to ride.
Yeah. It didn't last long either.
No, there was very little room for album-sized CDs. Whatever it
They're so heavy too.
Just one scratch and it's done. And so much surface to scratch.
It goes $100. Fucking stupid.
Oh man, so
it's good to be an early adopter.
Oh, for sure. I was up on beta.
Oh, nice.
That's not true.
I had beta at home.
Really? And what was the ones who tried to go against Blu-ray? Was it HD DVD?
I think so.
Yeah.
And there was what was it? The number one. Right before the MP3 player, it was Minidisc.
Oh, Minidisc! I had one of those.
I know, they were great.
Man, I lost mine / it got stolen. I blame it entirely on my brother. Never forgave him.
What a dick.
Never forgave him. If you're out there, Matthew, fuck you. So, yeah, that's enough about Laserdiscs. That's more than I've talked about them in about a decade. Maybe 2 decades.
So, we should probably start a show.
If you think that's a reasonable thing to do.
I think so.
Okay, so what do we got coming up first? We've got our major battle later, but
we're gonna get things started with a little warm up battle between the pen versus the sword.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be. We'll see if it works. Our format going forward. Maybe do like a prelim battle, and then get into the main event.
Yeah. We're testing.
Mm-hmm. So
We're adapting. We're overcoming.
What are we overcoming?
I don't know yet.
Okay, objections from anyone who we've told that we're going to do this.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think we move ahead with pen versus sword, as in the pen is mightier than the sword. Our prelim, we're doing pen versus sword, as in the pen is mightier than the sword.
And we just want to make sure that we're all warmed up for the main fight, the Arnie versus Murphy. So we figured, why not?
First
Let's
name
go
basis.
see.
That's bold.
Well, I mean, Murphy was his last name, wasn't it?
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm an idiot. Still overly familiar for me.
I feel like I'm so close to Murphy now. I did a lot of half-ass research for this fight, and
That's
I
fair.
think like I almost know him.
I
Uncle Murph.
will always refer to him as Mr. Schwarzenegger for Arnie. No,
Wow.
thank you.
You could also call him Governor.
Yeah, but I prefer Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Fair.
A step below. So we're doing pen versus sword. Who do you got?
I kind of want to give the pen a fighting chance, but if I come to you with a pen, and I'm not talking about just any pen, I want a fancy Mont Blanc, the ones that you have to like
whatever, yeah.
suck in the freaking ink, and it looks kind of cool looking. What is that?
That's a technical term, is suck in the ink.
Yeah. So that's how you charge it. That's how you get the
You
ammunition
charge
into
the
pen.
phone by sucking in the ink. Yep, that's
Yes.
how pens work.
So those ones, because it's again, it just feels like it'll stab you a lot better based on the design of it.
Oh, yeah, get like the nib and all that. So yeah, for this fight, literally any pen in the world is your weapon. You get that choice because it's a fucking pen.
Yes. So again, if I was John Wick and I had a pen, the pen would definitely fucking win.
Yeah, of course.
But any regular person,
Mm-hmm.
I could just take a katana and chop off your hand before you even get close to me with that shitty big pen.
I think you're correct. I would 99 times out of 99, I would take the sword. That's like
yes.
100% of the time.
Yes, of course.
Because let me tell you about pens.
They suck.
They have very little reach. Like what? We're talking
I think the worst you could do with a pen is
like 5 inches?
Yeah, maybe. if you could get to someone's jugular, maybe.
Yeah.
Or a femoral artery.
Yeah. Do you even know where that is?
It's right here.
By
your dick.
Yes. Gesturing at your body, the classic
Yes.
way to do a podcast.
I said right by your dick.
Guys, it's right here.
It's,
I don't know if you can
left.
tell.
It's left of your balls, kind of, in that area. If you could puncture someone there. Now, that you would have to get
What if you don't have
ridiculous.
balls?
It's left of your labia. Yeah.
Sorry, your left ear what?
The labia.
Labia?
Yeah, that one.
English. So tough.
Oh.
Yeah, there's going to
Now,
be
that would you would have to get ridiculously close to someone if you want to kill them with a pen.
You would have to like crouch.
Right. And if you don't kill them, you would at least hope that they get some sort of bacteria from the little ink you left in their body, which would never happen.
That's the only way the pen wins.
Yes.
Is if you do that. Meanwhile, a sword is I'm going to be generous and say even like a 2.5 foot long sword. That's like your bare minimum to be a sword. That
You could still cause a lot more fucking damage with that.
100%. But like pure reach, 2.5 feet. And you know the interesting thing about swords, they're sharp.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't. What you're saying is you wouldn't fight with a dull one.
No.
Like a butter sword.
You know what? I would take a butter sword over a pen. And, like, you can talk about your Mont Blancs or whatever. Like, I'm going to throw out numbers. 80% of the pens in the world are like your shitty Bic pens.
Yes.
You don't even get like the sharp nibs at the end.
Like a Pilot,
Yeah.
ballpoint,
I mean, Pilots.
gel, ink, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not talking like fountain pens. They're ballpoint pens.
I just figured if I'm gonna fucking die, at least I want an expensive fountain pen.
Yep. Yeah, I mean.
Right, if you're gonna crash a car, you may as well do it in a freaking Maybach than a Swift 2.0.
I don't even know what a Swift 2.0 is, so
That's
I'm
a
gonna
fucking
agree.
shitty, tiny little car.
What's?
Or like a Pinto.
Oh, Pintos are not safe.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna fucking crash yourself into a wall and die, might as well do it in a cool ass car.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really want to die.
Well, but if you hold, if you're gonna go into a fight and you're like, all right, choose whichever pen. It's like, yeah, I'm still gonna fucking die because this guy's coming with a freaking Conan the Barbarian sword.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the nicest pen? That one, yeah, fuck it, give it to me.
Yeah, might as well look good, right?
Yeah, fuck. That's all I'm saying.
Um,
Go out and die in style.
I will give you one example where the pen wins.
Writing an essay?
Well, I mean, okay, so the idea behind the whole thing is, a well-written takedown will defeat one, like, sword. You can change the world with your words, all that shit. But we're talking literal battle, and I'll give you one example. A little movie I like to call Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh.
Yeah. Sean Connery takes out a guy with a pen, sprays the ink in his eyes, and then I believe said, "The pen is mightier." That sounded a bit like Lord of the Rings, but you get it. So that is literally the one time it happens. Otherwise, sword all day.
I'll take it even further.
Okay.
It was rumored that John Wick once killed 3 men in a bar with a pencil.
Ooh.
So,
But we're not talking pencil because the Joker, I assume that guy died when he jammed a pencil through his brain. At the very least, he's not doing well after it. So pencils, yeah. I will
so
say
if you know how to fight and you're the shit, maybe you have a chance of living with a pen.
yeah.
Maybe.
None of those
But
guys
you'd have
faced
to
a
be-
sword though.
Right. Yes. True.
So, yeah, okay, I will take pen or pencil versus unarmed person. Sure.
Oh, fully.
But
But if the other person has a sword, I'm just gonna fucking run.
Mhm.
If all I have is a pen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe if it's a fancy
Now,
one, spill
what-
some ink so they fall.
What if it's a toddler with a sword?
Oh, that toddler's going to kill itself.
Because you can fucking take a baby.
I mean, yeah, I can take any baby. I'm putting it out there. Any babies, I will fight and beat you up. Maybe kill you.
The heads are so soft. A fucking pen will go through that like butter.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, okay. So, pen versus sword. Sword with baby has a sword. I'll take the pen. But
I'll throw the pen out. I don't fucking need
you're
it.
just going like thumbs pushing in. Thumb Not even thumb. That's the strongest one. Go pinky.
Oh, fuck.
Just to show you can.
Just flick it.
Well, as all our battles probably will, it's ended up with killing babies. Classic.
So I guess it's a matter of circumstance.
Right. But
still, the sword wins.
all things being equal, it's sword wins in our first ever prelim. Can we agree on that?
Agreed.
All right, well fought, sir. And well fought, sword.
All right. So now we move on to the main event of the day.
And what is that main event again?
It'll be where we get to see who would win in a fight between RoboCop and the Terminator.
Oh.
And first, we should go through the ground rules.
All right. So, rule number 1.
It can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be Detroit or LA.
Okay. Yep. Fair.
It's fine.
So any urban area.
Right. Yeah, because essentially we were agreeing that they have whatever powers and advantages that they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
mean,
it doesn't matter where they are.
it's not going to be rural, but
No.
there's no need for a Terminator or robot cop in the rural area. I cannot say rural. It's the hardest word.
So just so that we're clear, we're not
Rural.
going to have this fight in Chatham or Leamington or Sarnia.
I think, yeah, the best way to bring people into this podcast is give them very little known Canadian towns. That's yes. Hello, future American listeners. Let me tell you about Leamington, Ontario.
It's very, very industrial town, very close to the border of Detroit. And Robocop got lost, somehow ended up there. People are weird, but
Yeah.
kind of nice.
So,
Everyone says sorry a lot.
classic Canada.
Classic
So,
Leamington.
you guys know what we're talking about when it's not going to be in Leamington or Chatham.
No. We're gonna have it in Alabama.
Name one place in Alabama.
Fuck. I was trying to think of that one, the S Town podcast, and I'm like, what's the name of that city? I'm like, Shit Town. Like, I don't know.
I honestly don't know if I can name some. I feel like this is going to get cut, but I can't think of anywhere in Alabama.
Yeah,
Sorry, Alabama. No one in Alabama is ever going to listen to this. So,
no, probably not.
so
Why would they?
fuck you, Alabama.
Fuck it.
Anyways, so it's going to be in an urban area.
Delaware.
Name somewhere in Delaware.
Delaware.
Delaware is so small. It's all Delaware. There's no cities or towns. It's like Luxembourg. Okay. So another ground rule. It can only be the Arnold Schwarzenegger version of a Terminator. So we're talking a T-800 or a T-850, which is a variant of the T-800. And it can only be RoboCop. We're not talking Ed 209s or anything else. It has to be Murphy.
Right. Next, it could be any movie, which means we could use either the first Terminator or the one from Genesis was the last one. Or again,
Yeah.
with RoboCop, we could use the first RoboCop or the one from 2014.
Yep.
I personally only watched the first movies because I'm an idiot. So I didn't even know there were two types of Arnold Terminators.
Well, that's what basic research will get you.
I know. I'm just learning this now.
Remember when we promised that we would heavily research these things? That's a lie.
Yes, I half-assed researched this whole thing.
I did more than you by watching two RoboCops. I watched RoboCop, the original 1987 and 2014, and I watched Terminator 2 and Terminator 2. So
you watched Terminator 2 twice?
no.
That's great research.
Yeah, it's so good. It is really good. But anyways, so it can be from any movie, as long as it's those characters, and it could be from TV shows. It could be from their comics. Things we'll go over a little bit later. Next rule.
We can include whatever weapons are available to men or to them in their movies.
Right. So I feel like mostly for RoboCop, it's going to be their standard pistol, but they can do whatever. And then Terminator just goes wild.
Fucking shotgun. Lots of shotguns.
So many shotguns.
Jesus Christ. He did have a thing for a 9mm Uzi on the first movie.
Hey, let's not jump to things, okay?
Look, I'm just saying.
Okay. So which side are you taking?
I'm gonna be. I want to challenge myself. I want to defend RoboCop, which is a fucking horrible decision. But we made these a couple of weeks back, and I'm gonna stick to it.
Yeah, I like how you paused and pretended that it was a tough decision. Meanwhile, you chose this weeks ago.
You know what the greatest part is? I thought I could make an argument for RoboCop, and then I started watching the first RoboCop, and my entire everything I wrote was just roasting RoboCop. I'm like, this is just fucking horrible.
So, listeners, Dave has already given up.
Oh no, I'll fight it. I'm gonna take this shit to the very end.
Okay.
I thought I could be the Johnny Cochran of RoboCop versus Arnie, but I'm just...
Well, we'll see. We're gonna leave that up to the visitors, the visitors, the listeners, and they'll determine who's gonna be the winner. So that obviously leaves me with the Terminator. Do you want to do a bit of an intro to RoboCop?
Yes.
Great.
My pleasure. So RoboCop was an incredibly amazing movie for the time. It was released in 1987, film directed by Paul Verhoeven. 2 sequels, 1 reboot, a TV series, a miniseries, 2 animated TV shows, a video games, and comic books. By the way, the video games were killer. So if you get a chance, play them.
I never saw video games of RoboCop.
Yeah, they were awesome.
All right, well, that covers that.
Yeah. It was you're
awesome?
Literally you play as the RoboCop, as the RoboCop, not the other RoboCops.
I believe it's just RoboCop.
And it's Super Nintendo, and you're just walking around shooting people, moving slow as RoboCop does. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's about it.
That sounds pretty good. So you're just wasting some fools.
Yeah, practically.
As the kids say, I believe.
So RoboCop was played by Peter Weller, who stars as Alex Murphy.
I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second and add something. There's actually he's gone beyond TV shows, movies, comics, etc. And there's literally a statue of him in Detroit. So that was unveiled in 2014. Right now, it's moving to the Michigan Science Center. So no big deal. He's got a goddamn statue because not much else comes out of Detroit.
I love that Michigan was like, okay, we have 2 things. We could try and fix the water problem in Flint, or, and please just hear me out for a second, we could use the money to build a RoboCop statue and put it in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, well, yeah, of course. Question. I mean, fucking RoboCop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No one depicts Detroit in a nicer light than the movie of fucking RoboCop.
RoboCop was white. We're doing RoboCop.
Yeah. It's a movie that really, it's iconic. It paints Detroit in such a good light. It was the place where a cop was shot 50 million times with shotguns, killed, so we had to build him into a robot because the city was so shit. So that's what we had to do. Mm-hmm. Build a super robot cop. Yeah, let's go with that. Fuck everybody else.
Economists say that actually the statue was the reason that Detroit is coming out of the recession so well. That's the tourism amount. It just brings so many tourists to Detroit. So sorry for that interruption. You were telling me about who RoboCop actually is.
Well, yeah, but now we need to do a freaking road trip to Detroit so that we can get a picture with the statue of RoboCop. Fucking Murphy.
Can't wait to be carjacked.
So yeah, Murphy, the Alex Murphy, the cop that later became RoboCop after getting nearly freaking killed, was played by Peter Weller, a guy that looked like should have been one of the guys in Dallas Buyers Club. He literally looked like an AIDS patient as he walked into the station in that first movie.
Which is definitely what you want from your action hero.
Absolutely.
Action hero / AIDS patient.
Another interesting fact, too, it's the movie takes place in 2043, 2044. Which means that even then, Detroit wasn't even nice. Like, it was still a fucking shit show. and in fucking chaos.
My favorite thing about the timing is, so the creator made it indeterminate time in the future, but the novelization referenced in a newscast that Sylvester Stallone had just died. So people, because why not, backtracked the date. They said he was like 90 something years old. They backtracked to when he was born to figure out that yes, RoboCop took place in 2043 or 2044. So thank you, Sylvester Stallone. You're the gift that keeps on giving, and you live to a ripe old age. So look forward to that.
Anyway, so there is a corporation called OCP, Omnicorp.
Are you down with OCP?
Yeah, you know me. So OCP is this big, giant corporation that does military-grade contracting and other fancy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they've gotten a contract with the city of Detroit to manage, I guess, the software for the police. Now, they want to build this futuristic city in the middle of Detroit, but in order to do that, they need to fucking practically kill everyone in Detroit because it's a fucking cesspool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they started. The guys came in and tried to build a policeman of the future, which was the ED-209.
It's Ed 209. Ed.
Also known as Eddie.
Things went well with Ed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Within the first 5 minutes of meeting Ed, he fucking blew someone to pieces.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a criminal, right?
No, it was actually a board member. The OCP
So what I call
Corporation.
a criminal.
And they're so fucking cold-blooded that they just continued the meeting, and it's like, fucking fix him right now. Do something about this motherfucker. And
turn him off. But we've got quarterly reports to go over.
Yeah, you know shit's going to go wrong when the scientists are trying to open the laptop controlling the Ed 209 and smashing buttons, and it's like, here we go. Here we go. And it's fucking the best part, too. The guy's trying to escape the boardroom, and people are pushing him away. It's like, ew, dude, fuck no, you're going to get shot at. Get the fuck out of here.
This is how we progress the movie.
So that happened. And because Ed 209 fucked shit up, it gave the chance for them to create RoboCop, which was this dude created. It was kind of human, but mostly re-engineered to have droid parts, created out of titanium and Kevlar. You know, grape of 400 psi.
I believe he's a cyborg.
Cyborg, yes.
Yeah.
And the other really odd part, too, is through the research, we learned that he was 6'1".
No, just he's a flat 6 foot.
Oh, okay, so not that tall. In the movie, you can see that everyone in Detroit in the year 2043 must be fucking tiny.
Yep.
Because RoboCop towers everyone, but he's only 6. Also, something really...
The Pistons had moved out of town, so
yes.
That just dropped the average height by a good few inches.
Something, a really interesting point that you brought up.
Yeah,
when we're talking about the grip of 400 psi, you think about it and it's like, holy shit, that's a lot. The guy goes and bends the tip of a machine gun.
The barrel.
The barrel, thank you, of a machine gun. But then, Chris, when you were doing your research, you learned that 400 psi, it's practically the bite of a wolf.
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up later in our actual battle.
Oh. Well, I had it on my notes here.
Well, my notes.
Right, the ones that you made. This is kind of like the last battle of Eminem's 8 Mile, and I'm just taking away shit from you so that you can't hurt me.
Also
This is
Detroit.
my rap now.
Topical.
Also Detroit. Talk about topical.
Okay, so...
The other thing, too, like in case... Actually, I shouldn't be talking about these because these are things you can use against me.
Yeah, so I believe we're going to edit out the 400 PSI part.
Yeah, probably we should.
Okay.
Or maybe not. Fuck it, we'll leave it in. Who cares? So RoboCop, his main gun was an auto 9mm machine gun, which looked like a fucking Desert
revolver.
Eagle.
It's not. He doesn't even get a machine gun, man.
No. If you looked at the first one, so the pistol had 2 modes. It was automatic and semi-automatic.
Yeah, a 3-shot burst.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of like what you would find on an F-16 AR-15 kind of thing, where you can switch it on and off. But and it was a handgun. Now the weird thing about this handgun, I don't know, like, where are the bullets coming from? Because in the shooting test in that first movie, He was shooting for like a good fucking hour.
Oh, okay.
And that thing would probably hold about 9 to 10 shots max.
So, again, your stunning lack of research comes up. It has a 50 bullet clip.
Yeah, no, but what I'm talking about is where the fuck is that clip?
It's there.
No, you know, watch the movie. It's not there.
Oh, I watched the movie.
Well, the clip is not there.
I don't know why you're arguing against RoboCop.
I want to get to the bottom of this.
Okay, so we'll say 50 shot clip.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The gun comes out of his hip,
Mm-hmm.
his leg,
Thigh.
He's got that a really cool spike, which
Mhm.
is again way more advanced than a USB stick,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how he reads things off of computers. That comes out of his very X-Men like.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I mean, he just walks around with his little computer eye thingy recognizing bad guys and trying to uphold the law.
Right. So the video thing, it is a targeter,
Yes.
a thermograph, and a video recorder. So I guess like a 2043 body cam, pretty much.
Yeah. Probably like a couple grades lower than a GoPro.
Okay. And since it's the cops, I'm assuming that camera footage is just deleted immediately after something bad happens.
I think it's only when he attacks black criminals.
Then it's just like
Then
wiped.
it's like, wiped. It's part of his prime directives.
If he's
And that's the
helping a nice old lady across the street, we are taping that. But
Would you like to upload to YouTube? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That one you can release.
I like that YouTube still exists in 2043. It's got legs.
There's one thing about RoboCop. He's got, as we were saying, prime directives, right? So he needs to serve the public trust, protect the innocent, and uphold the law.
Mm-hmm.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants, as long as it's within those 3 prime directives.
Okay.
And the other thing, too, because Murphy used to be human and turned into RoboCop.
Yep.
He's still somewhat human in that he has a brain, and I don't know what else, because everything else is supposed to be droid. But he still needs to rest, have his rest periods. He still dreams.
Yep.
And also, he needs to eat baby food
Yep.
in order to survive, which is the weirdest thing. Now, when I was a kid, I thought it was tomato paste.
Right. No,
And watching it again, I'm like, oh, no, it's
I don't
literally
even know what it
Gerber's.
is. Yeah, I assume they just made a run to a Walgreens or a Walmart, any of the wall franchises, and just got some baby food for him, and that's how you stay alive. In 2014 one, they just like pumped stuff into his back, but he still needs to be fed, which is
fucking weird.
so ridiculous. Also in the 2014, they show that he's just part of a brain, and he has both his lungs and then one hand. He has one hand that they don't replace, which
Because they needed to make him half useless.
yeah, if you're gonna go full robot, keep the hand for some reason to keep the humanity. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm taking the Terminator, as we discussed. The Terminator that I'm taking is the T-800 and the T-850, who are always portrayed by Arnold Schwarzenegger or Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Or governor.
Yeah, the Governator. So, Terminator, if you haven't heard of it, that's fucking ridiculous. It is massive. So, let me just run through the movies for you. 1984, we've got The Terminator. 1991, Terminator 2.
I'm just going to interrupt real quickly. I had no idea that was a James Cameron movie until I watched it again for the first time since God knows how long.
Yeah, he did the first two.
Huh.
Yeah. So Terminator 2, Judgment Day from 1991. 2003, so a nice little break. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. 2009, we got Terminator Salvation. 2015, Terminator Genesis, not spelled correctly. And then planned for 2019, we got Terminator 6, which is a terrible name, so I'm going to assume they change it. So it was a huge phenomenon. It has... there was a television series called Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. There's web series. There were comic books. There were video games. They had like this amazing arcade video game where you had control of the gun.
Yes, and you were shooting the droids.
Oh man, you keep on saying droids.
The skeleton. I don't fucking.
They are cyborgs, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
The skeleton of Arnold.
Yeah, I think those ones are pure robots.
Well, that's what you were shooting in the arcade.
Yeah, but like RoboCop is a cyborg because it combines a man and robot.
Well, why didn't they call him Cybercop?
I don't know.
Fucking stung you.
That's well, game over. You win. The Terminator is a machine that is supposed to take the place of soldiers, much like RoboCops are supposed to take the place of cops. You know, you get rid of human casualties. Well, for the good guys, bad guys are fucked, but whatever. So it was created by a company called Cyberdyne Systems, and they left it to a computer called Skynet to control those Terminators. Do you want to guess how that went?
Can I say very poorly?
Yeah, you'd be absolutely correct. It went poorly. Well, I guess this depends on your definition of poorly. This led to the almost extinction of the human race. So, would that fit your definition of poorly?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Skynet took over these machines, used them to wipe out humans. I think there was like a nuclear attack perpetrated by Skynet to get the vast majority of people out, and Skynet just kept on improving on these machines. So we'll go over ones that exist later. There was like the T-1000, the TX, or the Terminatrix, which I find it very sexy and sexist that they had to make one that was like, well, it has to be a woman, so Terminatrix.
She wear a lot of leather.
She actually does in the movie. So she only appears in Terminator 3, I think, and her costume is entirely leather.
Oh, fuck, of course. She has a paddle, a gag ball.
Yeah.
For when, if she needs to take prisoners, she'll put a gag ball on them so they don't annoy her.
Yep, exactly. Because that's what they're known for. They're known for taking prisoners. No, they terminate. It's in the name. So
does the Terminatrix terminate with a little whip?
I don't know if that appeared in the movies. I don't think so, but she should to keep it all going. So some basic stats. Terminator is 6'2", 400 pounds. It's living skin over a hyperalloy skeleton. I believe it started out as titanium skeleton, but they moved to a hyperalloy. It's powered by twin hydrogen fuel cells. It contains the logs on all combat and weaponry throughout history. It can mimic voices, and it can have, like, when it's sent to the past, it can have whatever skin it wants. So that's a big thing about the Terminator, is they exist in the future. They exist in 2029, but they're sent back to the past to kill John Connor or protect John Connor, depending on the movie, and if we want Arnold to be a good or bad guy. So to blend with humans, it can have this skin and, hopefully, mix with other people and they wouldn't know. Because if you're gonna blend in with people, you pick fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger's body. Nothing says just blending in with humans like a 6'2" man who was the former Mr. Universe many times over.
Mr. Olympia.
Oh, sorry.
Get that fucking shit right.
He never was a Mr. Universe?
I don't know.
Okay,
I just know he was Olympia.
Okay, I didn't research his various awards, but at the very least he was an Olympia. So
did you ever watch Pumping Iron?
Yeah, I did.
That's a fucking killer.
I actually talked about that on Friday.
It's good.
It's good.
Good shit.
We're gonna keep that part in, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we should. Because I never knew Arnold was such a fucking joker.
Oh yeah, he played
great.
mind games.
Yeah, it was great.
Fucked with Lou Ferrigno so bad. Poor Lou Ferrigno. Okay.
Now, I just want to bring something up with regards to LA 2029.
Yeah.
Like, Detroit was fucked, and he was super shitty. LA 2029, though, that was fucked. It was just ruins.
Yeah.
They really fucked it up.
There was a nuclear bomb, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's just machines walking. So, yeah, it was not a good place to be. For all you coastal people, fuck you, 2029. You've got a reckoning coming. I assume in Leamington, Ontario, it's just lovely because no one bothered to drop a bomb on them.
Yeah, yeah. So if you guys should move to Detroit. Real estate's cheap, and aside from the violence, I mean, in 2043, it looks better than LA.
Yep, for sure. All right, do you maybe want to get to the actual battle?
All right. So we trust you guys understand the two fighters. We have Murphy versus Terminator.
Yeah. I like how you don't even give him the respect of calling him RoboCop.
Yeah, fuck, I guess I should.
Yeah, it's because let me tell you, Alex Murphy versus Terminator, he's going to lose. He got destroyed by some random Detroit thugs. And maybe one of the most badass bad guys, Clarence Boddicker.
Red Foreman?
Yeah, Red Foreman. You jest, but I respect any bad guy who has the immortal line, "Bitches leave," when he walks into a room. I respect the movie so much. I mean, he's a terrible person for calling women bitches, but bitches leave.
Red Foreman does not like bitches.
No, he does not like prostitutes. Or at least just doesn't respect them.
I was pretty pumped when I saw him in the movie.
It's very exciting. I think the first and only time they're like, hey, let's get Red to be a bad guy. You know what would be good as our bad guy? A middle-aged balding man.
He was so young, but he still looks so old.
He had like no visible muscles. He's going to be our big bad guy.
I like that when they hired him for that 70s show, they're like, so you're going to be the dad, be super tough, be like what you played in RoboCop, but like bring it down a couple notches. And he's like, okay, so like no shooting anyone, but I can still say bitches leave.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but without the bitches. It's like, okay.
Just say leave.
Okay.
Yeah. Future battle, Red Foreman versus Clarence Boddicker. I'm taking Red Foreman.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he changed between going to Vietnam and going to Korea. I think it's Korea, but anyway, so we've got RoboCop. Throw me one reason why you think he takes down Terminator.
I mean, RoboCop came from 2043.
Factual.
Versus Terminator, who was from 2029. So I could only guess that his operating system was way more developed and a lot better than the Terminator.
Okay. So you're saying he's more developed. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Terminator may have been done earlier, but he has been crafted by machines, while RoboCop is depending on American engineering for his... he's depending on a crack team from fucking Detroit who might actually be on crack to make him...
Wait. Are you trying to say that the people that poorly engineered the Ed 209 couldn't create a machine that was capable enough to beat a Terminator?
Yeah, they're the ones who went, hey, we failed at making a pure machine. Let's put human and machine together.
Need I remind you, sir, that he eats baby food?
Okay, so my point is...
He's so advanced, he doesn't even need to chew.
How did they make a movie 3 years apart and he's so far behind Terminator in every way? So I strongly disagree that the time difference really makes that much of a difference, because he's depending on human engineering and that's bound to fail. Like, look at Detroit. They can't even make a good car. Now they're trying to make a robot cop. I don't see how it works well.
Here's another good point, too, though. I don't know if you remember when Murphy gets shot multiple times by many shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
They blow a full arm off.
Right.
They turn him into a fucking colander.
Mm-hmm.
He was still alive.
Right.
The guy was still, all he needed to stay alive was a little air being pumped into his lungs.
I think that's what they mean by Detroit tough.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I'd love to fucking see. I bet you if Murphy would have fallen in the lava like the Terminator did, Murphy would have come out and be like, "Yo, I still got it. Just
Things are cool.
give me more limbs." Right? I can't see Arnold doing that.
No, I mean, I could see Arnold doing it. Arnold can do anything, but just the idea that he's more technologically advanced than the Terminator, it strikes me as so false. Like, look at his viewing screen. He's basically just a VCR, and that's it. A VCR and someone who can shoot well.
He's got the USB little spike on his.
Okay, so yeah. So tell me about that.
Well, you can collect data or kill someone, so it serves two purposes.
Okay.
It's like having a unicorn.
Yep, the unicorns known for serving
knuckles.
You know how the best known thing about unicorns is they serve two purposes, right?
Yeah, they can transfer information or kill you.
Classic unicorn stuff. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know any world now, or even back then, where you accessed memory by just jabbing a spike into it.
It's 2042, Chris. It's gonna happen. That's where we're going towards.
You know how technology is
from, like,
cyclical.
USB-A, USB-B, USB-C. That's like fucking USB-P.
Right.
That shit's like, it's fast too. It's probably going at like.
It's on DOS.
One. Yeah.
Okay, so I think technology-wise, that's just gone. So you're saying, I mean, he is able to hack stuff, and that spike can straight up murder a fool.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're close enough.
Okay, so
now if the perpetrator runs, then maybe the spike won't be enough, because I don't think RoboCop can run fast.
Dude, you have to stop going against RoboCop.
I know, but I can't help it. It's so easy. Okay. Now, new RoboCop, Black RoboCop, he can jump and run. There's also the fact that RoboCop, with his spike, can hack any system that has a hole big enough for his spike.
Right.
But the Terminator needs little Connor to do all his dirty computer stuff for him.
That's a valid point. Yeah.
Arnie does not know how to use a computer. Even as a droid, he can't use the machines that made him.
I mean, that is, maybe he's so advanced that he can't handle like 1994 technology. But yeah, fair enough. We don't know. I feel like you should be able to. These MacBooks that we have in front of us should be able to handle whatever, like Microsoft 95.
Apparently Arnold was like, yeah, Windows 3.1. It's like, I don't even... What is this? It's telling me I need to hook up.
I only look forward. That's a terrible Arnold impression.
Arnold can't turn left and can't operate a freaking Commodore 64.
Yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing. I will give you that when it comes to hacking stuff, he relies on John Connor pulling something out of his backpack to plug in.
Yeah, also... Arnold is controlled by Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
So if we disconnect Skynet,
right,
we unplug it from the wall or from whatever server is hooked up to, that's it. Arnold is gone.
Yeah, that. So I don't know how it actually works, I don't know enough to disagree with you. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, Dave.
Like if we go to the main Skynet building and you get to the Skynet do not trespass room.
Yep.
And you unplug
it. It has a deadbolt on it, so...
Yeah, it does. If we unplug Skynet, would Arnie immediately go and shut down?
You know what? I think yes. And I'm assuming that RoboCop with his spike can enter anywhere. He can break any lock.
I would think so.
Yeah. So
now the problem might be that once he gets to Skynet doesn't use the same technology as his little spike.
right.
As apparently because Detroit runs on that spike.
Yeah. So instead of spike, they might be floppy disk based.
Right.
Right. And in that case, you're fucked.
Or he can use the spike to just break it.
Right. Just start jabbing. Just be like David and Brad having sex. Just jab and something bad happens.
Profusely sweating. He could use the spike as a credit card and try and like break the but it's a deadbolt.
Right. Yeah, deadbolt's unbreakable.
Unbreakable, yeah, I know. You can't trespass that
okay.
Security.
So I'll give you like the data spike is more useful than any technology like hacking stuff than Arnold had because he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, Arnold also comes from a world where humans run away from them. Yeah, they throw a grenade and try and fight them, but like they've practically dominated the human race.
Right.
And he needs to go back to kill the mother of John
Sarah
Connor.
Yep.
Sarah Connor, yes.
Yeah, good research.
Or John Connor. I fucking watched it this morning, too, and I couldn't even remember her name was Sarah. So that in the future, there's not a revolution against the droids. RoboCop, on the other hand,
robots or cyborgs?
Robots, cyborgs, fuck. Things, robots.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Why it's a beetle? Penny
But
Lane.
where I was going with this was RoboCop comes from a place where criminals are fucking tough and they don't give three fucks.
Yeah,
so
it's
RoboCop,
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, like Arnold's thought is everyone's gonna run away from me. RoboCop, opening scene, guy robs a bank, run away from the cop. They literally park the fucking van and start chilling in a building while the cops are there looking for them.
Right, they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
It's Detroit.
one guy was taking a leak. The other one was fucking watching MTV or some crazy shit like that.
Okay, so I'll give you in everyday sort of way. He's facing tougher people than, you know,
well,
I guess he doesn't
give more fucks.
Yeah, like in the first movie, Sarah Connor has not been training.
No. She could barely fucking get an order right from the restaurant. That's an easy target.
Yeah.
All they had to do was look in the fucking phone book. That's amateur shit.
Right. I mean, T2, she's been training like crazy. She's locked up, but she will take a motherfucker down. She destroys the people in the mental hospital.
She was doing fucking pull-ups.
Yeah, fucking pull-ups.
Lots of pull-ups.
Oh, man, once you do pull-ups, that's next level.
That's how you unlock the
AIDS
true
patient Alex Murphy could not do pull-ups.
Alex Murphy could barely fucking walk.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will give you everyday thing. Like, sure, you're taking tougher guys down. But I would say in 2029, before he goes back in the past, he is facing hardened survivors who know what they're doing, know how to handle weapons, and I would say it's almost a fair fight with your average Detroit criminal.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But also, he doesn't have futuristic guns. So he's using, your regular Uzis and shotguns, maybe grenades.
Right.
Which are, Robocop's made from Kevlar.
Kevlar and titanium.
Titanium. Like, that shit's fucking...
He's made from the same stuff as golf clubs.
I think his hands are made of graphite. But, if you put a racing stripe on RoboCop, ooh,
he's still not going fast, which...
Little spoiler.
We haven't really talked about the speed of RoboCop versus the speed of Terminator. And it's not a fair fight.
I wouldn't say so.
From the looks of it, RoboCop has never seen a human run. He does not know how to do it, not programmed in there. Treadmill? No. He's like... He walks like a little baby learning to walk, or like a drunk giraffe. It's not a pretty sight. So, while the Terminator doesn't run that much, but I feel like he could. Maybe not well.
He does.
Like, because...
Do you remember in the first movie when he's going after the guy protecting Sarah Connor?
Yeah, Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese, yes.
You watched it this morning. Okay.
So when Kyle Reese was trying to save Sarah Connor...
You nailed that in the first shot. Got his name.
Thank you. Yeah. And so they're running away. Kyle Reese shoots that car that explodes.
Yep.
And then fucking Arnold comes in full speed, jumps on the car. So he runs.
He can run.
He can run.
I don't think he can run, super well, because that's a lot of muscle hanging off that
400 pounds to be exact.
Yeah, but it's just like the size of Arnie.
He's pretty big.
That's not built for speed, but still built for more speed than RoboCop 1987.
Yes.
Yeah.
But RoboCop has amazing aim.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And he can play with the gun. Like, he can do little flipsy doos like cowboys.
Yep, flipsy doos. That's a technical term, right?
Yes, it is.
Flipsy doos. Yeah, so fair enough. He can do, like, flipsy doos with his gun. Great targeting. We see him take out a piece of paper.
He has a gun at all times. That he was born with a gun. Whereas Terminator has to go buy them from the store. Mind you, he chose to shot.
Literally never bought it one.
Yeah, no, he shot the guy before he could pay.
He shoots so many people. But yeah, so targeting system, that's great. You know who else has a targeting system? The fucking Terminator. Like that's a basic level. Your one thing he's got, he's got a targeting system. He can.
Yeah, but is his targeting system on his helmet?
No, it's in his eye. It's in his eye. Yeah. What do you think of that?
Because mine has a helmet that protects his eyes, his human eyes.
Right. Okay, so
that he can see the baby food as he eats it.
So in terms of what they can do with their various systems, they both have targeting. They can both see, like, thermographing, so, like, heat vision, I guess.
Right. See through walls. But can the Terminator record the fight to show his friends afterwards?
The Terminator doesn't have friends. He doesn't need them, besides John Connor. So, yeah, okay, you've got the VCR edge.
Yeah. Because if I need to know who the Terminator is, I can just record your face, go back to the police station, put my spike in the system, download my picture to the system, and then look through the system.
So, being powered. The Terminator is powered by twin hydrogen fuel cells. Pretty fancy.
RoboCop is powered by beauty sleep and baby food.
Hopes and
Pretty
dreams.
Awesome, yeah.
So
sometimes Murphy remembers what he was like before being a RoboCop and freaks out when he remembers getting shot at by Red.
You are skipping stuff.
No, I'm saying he has nightmares. That fuels his fucking dream of revenge.
Save it. Well, okay, so we're talking about rest.
Oh no, I'm saying that, like, he's fueled by baby food and revenge.
Right, so that's pretty good. Still needs to take naps, though, right?
Yeah, he needs to go back to his Chelsea-do.
Yep.
And have a little beauty sleep.
Yep. He still needs to eat, right?
Yes, and have hopes and dreams.
Yep. So what I think could happen is they're fighting, battling it out, and then RoboCop needs to call a timeout for food. Barely food. Be like, T, I need some Gerbers.
It's like, timeout. I just need, it's a tiny little, it's not even that much. It's like 3 scoops full, and then I'm done. We can start fighting again. And RoboCop and Terminator will be like, so 5 minutes? And RoboCop will say, plus a 30-minute nap. Just a quick nap, please. I have to. Where's my chair? It's like, dude, we're in Arizona. Your chair is in Detroit. It's like, oh, fuck.
So I'm going to give a big edge on the Terminator not needing food or sleep.
How does the Terminator recharge itself?
I think it needs to get like repowered. It has, I think, 120-hour battery life.
Okay, which is like shit.
Oh, okay, still better than RoboCop.
Maybe, I don't know. I guess every night he goes back to his stupid chair. So
Yeah. So.
or unless he can see an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he can stick his spike in an outlet, it doesn't even have to be 120. I mean 220. It could just be like maybe it's like a Tesla.
Right.
Just fucking go and recharge himself anywhere. I
Actually,
don't know that he was 2043. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see that ever. So
No.
you're just making stuff up.
Yes.
But so false.
Okay.
Weaponry. What do you got?
I got my 9mm super never-ending 50 bullet cartridge pistol.
That's pretty good. What else?
In other movies, he's got he can use grenades. He's got grenades on his other freaking thigh.
Yeah.
And also in other movies, he's been seen as having a machine gun for a hand.
Right. Okay. That's all fair.
Yeah, and he could also, if he's walking and he sees an AK-47, he could literally grab it and start shooting it.
Okay. Yeah. That's all valid. You know what else
do you
is
got?
valid?
What?
The Terminator shrugs off 9mm shots like it's no big deal. He is shown multiple times walking through them, barely make a dent in his fake skin.
Well, so has RoboCop.
Yeah, but the Terminator's not bringing 9mm to the fight. That's not his go-to weapon.
Well, except for the Uzi. That was a 9mm Uzi.
Okay, but I would say his go-to weapon's a shotty.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. He's also been known to have been impaled by pipe bombs.
Yeah.
But survived grenades.
Yeah, so he is crippled by a pipe bomb in the first movie. That's true. But it had to be put in his spine, so he needs to lose his skin first.
So you think RoboCop... Oh. RoboCop, although not very fast, has super fast reflexes.
Okay. Sweet.
So if
Terminator taps his knee with a little thing,
fucking go flying right away.
Fucking kick Terminator through a door.
Yeah, and also if for some reason RoboCop manages to sneak up on Arnie, he could be fast enough to put a pipe bomb on his spine.
I'm so happy you said sneak, because I think another edge Terminator has is stealth.
Okay. I'm listening.
Okay. So, also listening, you would be able to hear RoboCop moving. Etc.
And as a cop, he might have to say, stop right there. Lower your weapon.
Yeah. There's no blending into a crowd if you're a fucking RoboCop who looks like he's just wearing hockey equipment on top of himself, which is what it was.
Is it actually hockey equipment?
Yeah, to make it, they put hockey equipment on him. So
he is really good at dick shots, though.
Really, he is amazing at dick shots.
Yeah. But Terminator doesn't have a dick.
Right. No. So stealth wise, he's not great. But you know who is great?
The Terminator.
Yeah, the Terminator. Yeah.
I was hoping I was wrong when I guessed that, but
well, again, for some reason they chose the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which isn't great for fitting in, but still better.
How can you be stealthy as a freaking 6'4"?
You still blend in because you look like a human, right? I mean,
that has an accent. They sent the Terminator from the future to America.
Yep.
And they picked an Austrian accent for their disguise.
Yeah, I mean, not the greatest choice, but okay. I'm going to give you option A versus English. Option B.
Yes.
Okay. Which blends in more? A 6'2" Austrian who can bench press a car, or a 6-foot robot that looks like it's about to play hockey? Which blends in more?
The goalie for the fucking Flames.
Yeah. So, Arnold, what else can Arnold do?
He can change voices.
Yeah, the T-800, when he hears a voice, can mimic it perfectly.
Great at prank calling.
Yeah. Oh, so good at prank calling.
RoboCop cannot. Starting with the fact that he has a really shitty sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Or non-existent.
Hey, RoboCop, it's your dead wife. I don't think she dies, but it's your wife. RoboCop's like, and breaks.
I think that's a fair point. Murphy still has human emotions. They're hidden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's definitely a place that he could lose, where he's taken down by humanity. The man has feelings, which is super embarrassing. I don't have feelings, and I'm a human boy. He's a RoboCop. He should not have feelings. He sees a picture of his family, fucking goes insane. He dreams about them.
Yes, constantly.
Yeah.
When he's having his 20 naps a day.
Like, his mind is supposed to be gone, but he is broken down by his family. So, you know what? I'll even give you ability on weapons. I need one weapon as a Terminator. A picture of his family. A picture of Alex Murphy's family, and I win. The tears will get into his servos, and it'll rust.
Alex Murphy, as the RoboCop, went into his old house, and he found the picture and crushed it. That's pretty... Like, bring your pictures. I'll just continue crushing them as RoboCop.
Okay, well...
I'll cry later when I'm sitting on the chair recharging.
He crushed the picture, but it crushed him emotionally.
Oh, fully. Yeah. But he didn't let anyone know. He bottled it.
Like a real manly man.
Yeah, like a RoboCop.
I will not shed my robot tears.
No.
I will not shed oil in front of people. So, emotions. The Terminator, the most he's ever shown emotion is when he gives a thumbs up to John Connor. So, that's it.
Yeah. But also, here's the thing. He promises John Connor that he would never kill anyone, so he just shoots people in the legs. He disables them.
Okay, but in not everything is he beholden to John Connor. He kills a number of civilians. He kills a civilian in T2 where he later can't kill people. He kills someone he kills people to get their clothes.
That's true.
Like,
why is he always stark naked?
Because they come from the future.
Yeah, but
the organic skin can go through, but the clothes can't.
What kind of fucking shitty technology? It's like you managed to send people through space-time, but you can't get their clothes to go with them?
I mean, that's a flaw in the system, but it doesn't really matter because he just finds someone else who is the shape of Mr. Olympia, and he steals their clothes. So...
Yeah, that's another one, too. Like, how do you find the first fucking guy you find?
It's so lucky. But anyway, so he at times can't kill people, but he's shown a willingness to.
All I have to do is wait for Terminator to meet John Connor, make that promise, and then I'll be like, fuck you can't kill me.
Okay. But I'm going to give you a little info about Mr. RoboCop. He's got some prime directives, which he mentioned earlier. He's got 4 of them. The 4th is you can't kill someone from an Omnicorp. So, oh my goodness.
I didn't know that was a directive.
Yeah, the 4th directive, which is why the guy needs to be fired at the end so that RoboCop can shoot him.
Right, that makes sense.
So, Arnold just takes the skin of someone at Omnicorp. He's perfect.
Fuck.
But even if he doesn't do that, there's prime directives. Serve the public trust. Protect the innocent.
Yeah, which the Terminator is fucking with the public, so now I have to kill you.
Protect the innocent.
Yeah, John Connor.
And uphold the law. So,
which you're breaking the law.
Yeah, but Terminator doesn't have to play by those rules. He doesn't have to protect the innocent. You know what he can do? Endanger the innocent.
He has to abide by the John Connor rule of not killing people.
That is one instance. I am throwing that away. You can't use that. I disagree.
But he said it in the movie.
Okay.
He can't kill Robo. Because the other thing, too, is RoboCop is not just a robot. He's half human, so he kind of falls into that caveat of don't kill them. So maybe he'll rip the limbs and stuff, but... And also, fuck that. Murphy will just stay alive through anything.
Right. I'm going to disagree with the civilian thing. I think that Terminator can kill whatever it wants. It's literally in the name of terminate. So, and even if he doesn't kill them, he can put civilians in harm's way in a way like, oh, look at that civilian dangling from a crane. The Terminator put it there. RoboCop's got to get it to protect the civilian.
The problem is, I don't think RoboCop can go up ladders.
Okay. Okay. So then, well, that's one issue. Okay. Then another thing, RoboCop, a civilian is dangling over a pit of alligators. Who put him there? The Terminator?
Oh, RoboCop will fuck those alligators up so
okay,
bad.
but RoboCop reaches to get him, not looking for what's around. Terminator pushes him.
False.
Pushes him into water. Can he stand water? Can he stand water?
That's a really good question, actually. I don't know if he would short circuit.
I think
I would think not. But also, I want to say that RoboCop would use his heat-seeking camera to see the alligators, shoot them all real quick in the balls, if possible, and then go and save the person.
Okay. Well, you know what's illegal? Shooting alligators. Way to uphold the law. Way to uphold the law.
Not if you're trying to save a citizen of the beautiful city of Detroit.
Well, how do the alligators get in Detroit? That's for another time, folks.
Could have been the Detroit Zoo.
But I feel like the Detroit Zoo would just be like some mangy dogs, and that's it. Mangy dogs and pigeons.
I'm trying to think if I saw any dogs in RoboCop, because Terminator, like L.A., even when he went to L.A., there was like fucking stray dogs running everywhere. Lots of homeless people.
Yeah, that's California, yeah.
Yeah. What was his name again that came to save Sarah? Chris?
Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese.
You watched
He stole the pants of a homeless guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a dick.
Yeah, well, he's a human.
Yeah, it's true. So, back to the stealth part, you're forgetting that I can just get a dog anywhere and keep it with me in the car, and it'll sense where the Terminator is. So yeah, you're faster and stealthier, but my doggo will be able to find where you are.
Sorry, dogo?
Yeah, it's a doggo. A woofer? Puppers?
Your silly accents. Yeah, I mean, that is a valid point. Dogs are scared of Terminators, so...
it doesn't even have to be a police dog. It could be any dog.
Right, like John Connor's weird, like, German Shepherd he had.
Yeah. Well, those are badass dogs.
Yeah. But I feel like even you could find, like, a toy poodle and sniff out a Terminator.
Fucking Chihuahua.
I forgot, how do those sound?
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yep, that's exactly it. So, yeah, I mean, that could negate the stealth for sure. Excellent point.
You also, too, like, you got to realize that the Terminator can't do fuck all on its own. It always needs John Connor with him. Right? So that's another one, too. He's a very needy robot.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's true. He needs the help of John Connor and Sarah Connor to kill a robot. You know who else needs help?
No.
RoboCop. He's got literally
a
team of scientists that need to help him out and fix stuff.
Okay, so he may need someone to check his dreams and someone else to give him baby food.
And literally to fix him. So here's one area that I can definitely give a plus to Terminator. RoboCop cannot fix himself. You know who can fix himself? The Terminator.
Oh.
He gets shot in the eye. Oh, that's an issue. Peels out the fucking eye. Yeah, Terminator 1. You saw it this morning.
Yeah.
So.
Also, how the fuck someone that comes from 2029 can somehow find parts for his super advanced eye in shitty LA?
Well, I mean, Silicon Valley, etc. I mean, it's close enough there, right? So they're doing some groundbreaking stuff.
Surprisingly enough, the parts they used were vintage.
Yeah, and it's backwards compatible. It's to 1984.
You know who's not going to be able to fix their eye after multiple punches with a spike? The Terminator.
Okay. I mean,
And Robocop has fast reflexes and super fucking strength. He can crush every bone in someone's body,
yeah.
including whatever the Terminator is made of.
A hyperalloy?
Hyperalloy.
I disagree. I'm going to pull up a list of stuff. So, yeah, Robocop has a grip of 400 psi, pounds per square inch for you unintelligent people. Fuck you, people.
And we've seen him bend barrel.
A barrel of a gun, yeah.
Yes. Very easily, too, I must add.
Yeah, like it's no big deal.
I don't understand why they couldn't think of something stronger than a wolf's bite.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but I'm saying there's no way that a 400 pounds per square inch can crush a Terminator. You know what it took to crush him? A pneumatic press. There's no way.
Which Robocop could easily operate.
Okay. Oh, you know how I'm going to get around that? Outwalk him away from a press. Oh, hey, top ways to stay alive, Terminator. Don't go pneumatic press. Don't go near a lava pit. Okay, so the PSI. So his big selling point is he has the grip strength of a wolf. That's not even close. Here's the top 10. Lion, 650 PSI.
Pretty strong.
Yeah. They couldn't even pick a top 10 animal. And it
I don't
tops
think
out.
they were really into doing research back then because the internet wasn't a thing and someone would have had to have gone to the library.
It was 2043, sir.
No, I meant when they wrote the movie in 1987.
Okay, so we are going to go. The top animal is 5,000 PSI, which is much more than 10 times stronger than his grip. So they couldn't even go near that. So you think that's going to take down a Terminator?
Who has 5,000 PSI?
A Nile crocodile.
God damn.
Yeah.
Completely sidetracked, but what is the PSI of a hippo?
Well, I mean, not completely sidetracked. We are discussing this. Off the top of my head, I would say it's 1,825 PSI.
Fuck.
Yeah, so
I thought it'd be way higher.
Yeah, couldn't even take down a hippo. So
what were those barrels made out of? Because he bent that
again,
one pretty easily.
American engineering. I assume that was aluminum.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so
tin foil.
Yeah, like whatever. I don't think his grip strength is coming into play, but that's just me. So grip strength, we both agree it doesn't matter. Don't bother jumping in. I say it doesn't matter.
I think it kind of matters.
Okay, so
I don't have that many things going for me, so grip strength matters.
Grip strength. Okay, I'll give you grip strength. He can do such a powerful CEO handshake.
He's fucking great.
Okay, let's see what their enemies look like. So, toughest guy, Robocop takes down. Go.
Ed 209.
Okay, Ed 209, who looks like he's moving like a marionette.
It's like a robotic T-Rex that shoots shells, big shells. I would say helicopter fucking machine gun shells, probably.
Right. Okay. I'm going to disagree because it is said in the movie that he is vulnerable to 50 caliber bullets, Robocop. So.
What does the Ed 209 shoot?
I don't know.
We'll
say less than that.
Yeah, because 50 cal is pretty fucking big.
Yeah, I mean, 50 cal can take out a Terminator as well.
Can it?
Man, did you do no research?
No.
So 50
cal is pretty big, though.
Oh, yeah, that's like a sniper rifle. That's big time. So, okay, Ed 209, pretty legit. It can take down a CEO in 1 second, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so that's your best. He takes them out like pretty easily, too, like multiple ones.
Yes.
All right.
Because he's fucking smart.
Yeah.
And he has grip strength. Once he holds on to that gun, he's not letting go.
No, yeah, it's impossible. I mean, how does he not crush his own gun?
400 PSI.
How does he not crush his own gun?
Because he can be gentle.
Okay.
It's like a golden retriever. Yeah, he can bite hard, but he can also retrieve things and not damage them.
Right. That's fair enough. RoboCop, the golden retriever.
He's the golden retriever of cyborgs.
You nailed it with cyborgs.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you did it. Only took
learning.
you, an hour and 20 minutes. You got cyborg. Okay, so Ed 209, pretty okay villain.
Pretty badass.
Okay, I'm gonna
Answers
give
to
you.
no one, and I still killed him.
That's false. He answered to Omnicorp.
No, not in the first demo. He just went rogue and killed that fucking board member.
Okay, still, I'm gonna say answers to Omnicorp. They're the ones who
Okay,
put him
fair.
out there.
Fair. I'll give you
Okay.
that.
The Terminator's main competition, Terminator 2, he faces a T-1000. And in T3, he takes down the Terminatrix or Terminator X or TX. Either one. She goes by so many names. So let me tell you about them. T-1000 is made out of like molten metal.
Like mercury.
Yeah. Oh, takes a shot. Boom. Just a hole in him. Quickly repairs. Can make himself look like any human.
That was my favorite Terminator.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, he's pretty bad. The way
cool
he
looking.
moves, like,
Yes.
that run is so much better than RoboCop because RoboCop can't run.
And when he jumps in the car and turns his hand into a little,
Like spikes,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Or like a crowbar almost.
yes,
Yeah, that's pretty
that
great.
was pretty cool.
So T-800 destroys him. He just kills him. It's nonsense. He does it so easily. I mean, not easily, but he does it, right?
Right.
TX is much like the T-1000, but better. Has the normal skeleton, but also has the metal that can turn into whatever. She can turn her arm into a plasma cannon. So that's pretty strong, right? I forget. Does Ed 209 control his body to turn it into whatever?
No, the Ed 209 can barely fucking walk on a straight line. He has a lot of issues with stairs.
I was gonna say, RoboCop just needed to walk up a flight of stairs, which we still don't know if he can do. But the TX can like flip their body 180, 360, whatever it needs to be. Just a straight up badass.
And Terminator still beat both of those.
Oh yeah, he destroyed both of them. I mean, with a little help, but he destroyed both of them.
But somehow he keeps dying at the end of the movies.
Okay.
Right, which is why there's a lot of versions of Arnie's Terminator.
I'm not 100% sure how he dies in T3, but T2, he kills himself. So
Why would he do that?
So there's not leftover information for Cyberdyne so that they can create Terminators.
So if I convince him that he should kill himself, that's what he'll do?
For a reason like that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure RoboCop's smart enough to think of something.
I mean, he's probably got negotiation training for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
How about Terminator 1? How does he die?
I don't think he does.
I think he does. Does he not get killed by humans?
And technically,
Like
he gets
defeated?
killed by a pneumatic press.
Right, which was controlled by...
Various machinery.
Right, right. And the button was pressed by a human. Now,
Fact.
somehow, this guy is badass enough to defeat two other cyborgs, but continues to die by humans.
Yep.
And RoboCop...
Not a human.
Well, he's half. He's a cyborg.
Okay.
So, I mean...
Right.
There's been a pattern there.
Yeah, there's...
If anyone was going to do it, it would be a really strong human, like RoboCop.
With great grip strength, yeah.
Yeah, great grip strength. That's right.
Okay.
Guess who would have strong enough grip strength to press a pneumatic press button and not let go?
I don't think you know how grip
RoboCop.
strength works.
That's
You don't
exactly
grip
what-
the button.
You gotta grip the controller. So you
We're
don't let
not
go
a
of it.
scientist. We aren't scientists, so that's fair. Okay, so yeah, he gets taken out by humans once, whatever.
Set precedent.
Yep. I'm gonna give amount of damage taken. I would say it's almost a tie. the Terminator survives grenades. Kyle Reese puts a pipe bomb in his spine, gets torn in half, but still survives.
Yeah.
Gunshots? No, nothing.
RoboCop, gunshots. I mean, he gets hurt, but he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he was tough as fuck even as a human.
Right.
He survived the bazooka shot.
Right.
That's pretty badass.
That's
we don't
valid.
know if Terminator can survive a bazooka.
I mean, that's true. He's survived grenades. He's walked. His truck was exploded, and he just walked through it with no damage. Maybe a little superficial skin damage.
But we don't know if he can survive a bazooka shot because no one thought to grab a fucking bazooka to shoot him with. No one thought that, hey, maybe a rocket launcher could stop this guy.
To be fair, it's like downtown L.A.
Yeah, it's the U.S.
Okay,
There's probably a place where you can grab a freaking rocket launcher in there.
You know where there isn't a rocket launcher?
Where?
Leamington, Ontario.
Yes. That would be a fair fight because where would you fucking find one of those? You can find ketchup bottles because of the ketchup factory, but other than that, there's not much else going on.
All right. Too much Leamington. All right. So we'll call it even on damage taken.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I can't believe you gave
But
that one
with
to me.
RoboCop, it's a lot tougher.
Right. I disagree, but we'll move on. So maybe we wrap this up by giving an ideal version of how your character would kill the other character.
All right. Picture this.
Okay.
The year is 2050.
Ooh.
Yes.
He's been around for 7 years.
Hey, RoboCop had some time to learn new police techniques, get it into his onboard memory,
Right.
which hopefully has been upgraded a bit.
It's not out of RAM yet.
No. It's just slightly less than a Nokia 5120. Even Snake couldn't run on RoboCop's operating system, but that's all right.
That's besides the point, really.
Besides the point, we're in Daytona Beach, Florida, as well.
Spring break?
Nice. Spring break. Yeah, we want people to see this.
All right.
RoboCop sees the Terminator, comes up, gives him a handshake because it's a gentleman fight.
Right.
Uses his 400 psi grip strength to crush his hand. Can't because 400 psi isn't enough.
Right.
But he just wants to let him know that, I ain't no bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Red would
Terminator
say.
doesn't know that that's as much as he can do.
No. He's just giving him a little yeah, I'm here.
Right.
Then RoboCop will look around to some of the people at spring break and say, bitches, leave. And commence to draw his weapon and shoot the Terminator
Right.
with various burst combos.
Right. 1, 3.
Yeah, 1.
3, 1. What?
Exactly. 3, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3,
You
1.
never
3,
know
1.
what's coming at you.
Yeah. Yes, the Terminator runs, but RoboCop can turn around somewhat quickly. He's got fast reflexes.
Super fast reflexes, yeah.
The Terminator starts shooting him with shotgun shells, which RoboCop cannot move out of the way quick enough. But it's all good. He can take it.
Right.
Then he runs out of bullets because that's what happens. Guess what happens with RoboCop? I got clips of 50 fucking bullets. Ooh, motherfucker. And I got grenades.
Right.
I start throwing grenades at the Terminator. Terminator picks up another gun, starts shooting. Guess what? I'm fucking made of Kevlar.
And titanium.
And titanium. That shit's hard as fuck. We get into hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
We're both strong as fuck. I have a spike. I have an edge. I pop it into the Terminator's eye. Right. Not only do I damage his eye, but I can actually override his operating system because I got in with my super USB stick.
Okay.
And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to hug him, put a grenade on his back. I'm not letting go. I have 400 PSI
Wait,
of
where's
grip
his
strength.
skin?
Sorry?
His skin is gone?
No. But I'm RoboCop. I can fucking break
Just
into it.
rip into the skin?
Yeah,
okay.
rip into the skin.
All right, fair.
Hold a grenade in there. Boom. He can no longer walk. What do I do? As the RoboCop, I pick the two halves, take him into the metal crusher thing that is at Daytona Beach.
Yeah, just off the beach, right?
Yeah. I got it brought there just in case.
Yeah.
It's a pneumatic press.
It's so weird that they have the pneumatic press and its selling point is 3-minute walk to the beach.
I know. Which is, I mean, as Robocop, because I'm that smart, I thought of this ahead of time.
Right.
And I can do this with enough time to crush him and go back to my chair and eat my baby food and have a little good night's sleep. So really, I'm torn to shed, but I survived. I'm Murphy.
That's how, and he's a survivor.
He's a survivor.
It's a real Destiny's Child song.
Yeah. So that's how I picture the fight going.
Okay, fair enough.
Still moving very slow.
Okay, so that's your scenario.
Yeah, but I mean,
a bit fantastical.
The scenario.
It's a bit fantastical, but whatever. For mine, we're going to a faraway land. You might know it as Vienna, Austria.
Oh shit! Home court.
Right. RoboCop has had a rough few months. Needs a little time to clear his head, so goes on vacation. Packs enough baby food for 3 weeks. And he's just walking around downtown Vienna.
Did he do any sightseeing prior to this?
Oh yeah, he went to the opera. He checked out the Alps. Other Vienna stuff.
He probably tried Austrian baby food, and he's like
100%.
This is good.
Sorry, what?
This is good.
Yeah, he's Austrian in this.
I guess so.
He just wants to fit in.
But you know what? RoboCop likes to pick up the cultural aspect of the places he visits.
He is a citizen of the world.
So that when he sees the Terminator, he'll be like, "Oh, your baby food, that's good. That's good."
That's Russian, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where he came from.
I think what we found out is that both of us are great at accents. So, maybe he sees some Wiener Schnitzel. He's like, blend that up, make some baby food out of it. So he's walking around the city, and then all of a sudden, he gets tapped on the shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he just sees your average Austrian man, who is about 6'2" and 400 pounds.
The fucking country of warriors?
Yeah. And RoboCop's like, well, let me check my system if this is a bad guy. Doot, 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 doot. No, he isn't. And then he gets a punch in the face.
God damn.
Yeah.
Fucking
Turns out that average 6'2", 400-pound Austrian is a T-800.
Oh, shit.
And he's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So RoboCop is stumbling. Not too sure what's going on. Reaches for his Auto 9 pistol in his leg. Turns out he had to check that in customs.
Oh, I was wondering how he was going to be able to pass that through the airport.
He had so much trouble in the metal detector.
God damn it. Did he manage to sneak in his grenades or?
Yeah, so they actually let him have everything. He's a law enforcement officer.
Of
he
course.
is worldwide famous at this point.
Of course.
He's cleaned up Detroit, the most dangerous city in the world. So he grabs his Auto 9. He's like, pop, 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 pop. And
does he shoot it sideways?
Oh, yeah, he shoots it sideways. He's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit.
So he's like, oh, that'll handle it. And then the Terminator's like, I said I'd be back. And 9mm pistols cannot stop me. I shrug them off like Ozzy shoulder shrugs I do. That is how I get so huge. Because 9mm has never been able to stop Terminator. And so RoboCop's like, hey, it's on. How about we shake hands to start it off? And Terminator's like, no, I heard about your 400 PSI shake. It won't stop me, but...
How did the Terminator know he had 400 PSI strength?
Oh.
He probably read it.
Interesting thing.
Yeah.
You know what's in the Terminator's mind? Every bit of combat and war history and everything about weapons. So RoboCop is 100% in there. I know Terminator was built in 2029. This is probably 2045. But updates, software updates, those things you put off for like a day, Terminator never puts them off for a day. Okay, so he's like, RoboCop, don't even try. So Robocop's like, all right, let me toss this grenade at you. And Terminator's like, oh no. I've been killed by a pipe grenade one time. Only one time.
Which is all it takes.
Yeah, but like that was a one in a million shot. It's like Seinfeld when someone gets something up their ass. 1 in a million, Doc. Right. 1 in a million. This pipe bomb in the spine is a 1 in a million shot. So Robocop throws a grenade at him. He gets hurt a little bit. Terminator gets hurt a little bit. His a little bit of the skin has fallen off. His jeans have turned into jorts. And he's upset. Also upset are all the civilians in downtown Vienna.
They're probably pissed.
Oh, man. And you know who isn't around to rein in Terminator? John Connor.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So he doesn't give a shit about civilian safety. He just keeps throwing them into the street. They're almost getting hit by cars. And Robocop's like, oh, my protocol. I need to follow my directives.
Now, but if John Connor's not there, how is Terminator going to do half the stuff he can't do without the kid?
Wait and find out.
Okay.
Okay. So Robocop is following Prime Directive number 2, protect the innocent. So he's like rushing into traffic to grab them.
At 1 kilometer an hour.
Yeah. He's not doing the greatest job, but he's trying. And he's getting hit by cars, which I think hit harder than whatever shotgun Arnold may have. I don't know what kind of guns are readily available.
100 and 400 PSI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, because here's the thing. Terminator wants to make this even, so he's going no weapons.
Shit.
Yeah. So, he's just jogging, which is 3 times faster than Robocop can move. But Robocop's like firing at him. He, hits like a little propane tank because his software's not that great, so it explodes. Terminator's like face is getting shredded. He's maybe got a limp, still going 2.5 times faster than Robocop.
Even with a limp.
And then Robocop comes up with an idea. He's run out of civilians to throw at cars. So he reaches into his pocket. Do you know what's there?
No, what is there?
A stack of photos.
Oh, God damn it,
Hey.
not the photos.
Do you know what's on those photos?
Puppies? Doggos? Woofers?
It could be puppies. Maybe it's a picture of Alex Murphy's old puppy.
The wife.
Nope, it's Alex Murphy's wife, child, and a puppy that they adopted.
God damn it.
Man, if only Robocop had brought that puppy along on this way, he would never have gotten surprised by a Terminator. But he didn't. So Terminator just starts bending over and just putting these photos down in Robocop's way. And Robocop sees the first one. He's like,
he's going to have a nightmare.
I recognize nothing. And then Terminator's like, what about this one? And he puts down another family. It's Christmas. And Robocop's like, I remember Christmas. But these humans, I'm not too sure. Oh my God. Oh my God. he turns to John F. Kennedy.
Is the last picture the picture of the Terminator with the wife in bed? Just so that he can crush Robocop's dreams?
Gently. It's like one of those flip books. You flip it through and he's just gently making love to Robocop's wife.
Taking the kid to the first baseball game. It's like, God damn you, fucking Terminator.
It's just a flip book of him teaching the son how to ride a bike. Which is very impressive, but I guess that fits into the stuff that is built into Terminator's mind. And sparks start shooting out of Robocop's head because he can't handle it. He's crying so much. He's starting to rust. He has quick-acting tears powered by baby food.
That's the worst kind of tears.
And he just sees one last picture. And that picture is of a wedding day. And it's Robocop, his former wife, marrying Arnold
Miss
Schwarzenegger, Miss Cop.
Miss Cop.
She's marrying a T-800 And who's the best man?
John Connor.
Kid RoboCop.
Holy fuck.
Wait, who's the ring bearer? RoboCop's dog.
Holy shit.
So RoboCop literally explodes, killing various humans, getting rid of one of his prime directives of protecting civilians. Can't even do that. And Terminator takes one look back and says, I'll be coming on your wife's back. End scene.
Oh, fuck, that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he used the time machine to fuck with RoboCop's mind.
Right. So I think both of us put up some pretty plausible scenarios.
I liked how
scenarios.
I like how cold-blooded the Terminator was. He went after the fucking wife.
Yeah, you got to play because I don't think it's a fair fight physically. I think Terminator handles that every damn day.
Yes. I agreed. I mean, and he figured, if I'm going to kill him, I might as well fuck with him.
Yeah. Take
I
some
like
joy
that he
out
taught
of
the
it.
kid how to ride a bike.
Yeah. It
Took him to the first baseball game.
So good. Yeah. He bought him some cotton candy there. Kid loved it.
Damn.
So, but then yours, those quick reflexes, you brought in quick reflexes. That grip strength turned out to be very useful.
Yes.
I mean, pneumatic presses, who knew those were everywhere in Daytona?
It's a fun place.
Yeah.
You can,
what t-shirt constants and
crushing cars.
That's what they're known for. Yeah, so I think relatively even. I think the only way we can figure this out is if our hopefully future listeners vote on it.
I think so. We've given you guys all the weapons and the ammunition to make your own decisions and see who would win in a fight between the Terminator versus RoboCop or the RoboCop. Thank you for listening, folks. We've come to the end of our very first episode of Battlefight 3000.
Battlefight 3000.
We hope you've enjoyed RoboCop versus the Terminator.
If you have any comments, questions, statements, or future battle ideas, please feel free to hit us up by email at battlefight3000@gmail.com or on Twitter at battlefight3000.
Now for the important stuff.
We need you to vote on who won the fight.
Please vote on our poll at our Twitter feed. Again, that's at Battlefight3000.
If you don't vote, we will be oil wrestling to determine a winner, and we don't want that.
No, we don't. We prefer to do that for fun and not have such high stakes attached to it. We'll announce the winner on our next show.
Until next time,
may all of your fights
be battle fights. Bye.